Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs is a 2009 3D animated film and the third film in the Ice Age franchise. I believe this film is definitely as great as the first movie. Manny is different in this movie than he was in the previous two films. Manny has gone through some character development, so of course he isn't the exact same as he was in the first film, but he's still very recognizable as Manny the Mammoth. But he is also becoming a parent again, and considering what happened to his last family, this has made him very nervous. Manny is less stubborn, but he's still not very good with his friends. Diego in this movie is missing the pack life and adventure. He kind of wants to get back to that. He leaves the herd to go on his own, and Manny doesn't even talk to Sid after this. Sid is left feeling abandoned. That's why he saves the dinosaur eggs later on in the film. Speaking of which, that's one of my favorite parts of the movie is Sid with the dinosaurs. Sid wants to create his own life, but he's making a lot of mistakes on the way. He learns parenting from the mom dinosaur. The best part is, the mom dinosaur doesn't say a single word, but you always know what she is thinking. Sid and the mom dinosaur bond over the movie, which leads to the moment in the movie where the mom dinosaur overcomes her fears to take down Rudy to save Sid. Also, speaking of which, I've never mentioned this before in any of my other reviews, but all the character designs for all the characters are absolutely great. You can tell what the character is all about just from their design. Meanwhile, Manny is still mad that Diego left the herd, and Diego is starting to think about living in the dinosaur world. Yet the two still team up to save Sid. We also get a good scene where Manny feels like he wasn't a great friend to Sid, and that's why all of this happened, to which Buck responds with, "A better friend? Are you plucking my whiskers? You risked your life, your mate, and your baby to save your friend. Not the best husband or father, but a darn good friend." Speaking of which, Buck was such a great character. I like how he has an epic backstory with Rudy, where Rudy sliced out one of his eyes. And Buck just has such a nice, crazy personality. It's fun to watch. This movie is a true adventure movie. The action scenes are incredible, especially the pterodon fight and the Rudy fight. And I also liked how the giant butterflies were established in the beginning of the film and used in the final fight. At the end of the movie, Manny trusts Diego to save Ellie, and throughout this movie, Manny was becoming more of a goofy, comic relief character, but that's because he was just so nervous. He was in this world that he couldn't control, because he was no longer the biggest thing on Earth. But at the end of the movie, in the fight scene, you see Manny regain his past self and becomes more strong. Also, Diego talking to Ellie was one of the best scenes in the whole movie. Also, these action scenes have great locations that makes them more memorable, like lava falls. And once again, Sid is the funniest character, especially with the line, "This is the end of Sid the Sloth." Anyway, we finally get to the scene where Peaches is born, and this is great for Manny, because Manny now has a second chance at life, starting a new family, which once again further pushes the message of letting go of your past so you can have a future. It's also a sweet scene too. Even Diego cries, saying, "Alright, I'm not made of stone, okay?" Then Sid comes back, and his friends tell him how they actually did miss him. Later, we finally get to see Sid say goodbye to his dinosaur kids. I like this scene because it parallels the scene in the first movie where they say goodbye to the baby, especially when the dinosaurs walk away over the hill. Ice Age has a lot of visual callbacks like that, and sometimes it can be easy to miss them, but it makes the films feel more connected. Never before have I seen a franchise respect its characters this much and make them grow in a satisfying way. This is why I love Ice Age. Buck and Diego have a conversation, and after this conversation, Diego decides to stay with the herd after all. Manny, Sid, and Diego all become better friends, and at the end, Manny adds Sid and Diego and Crash and Eddie onto the tree. Also, the John Powell music was great. It could be very sweet and very action-packed. Anyway, that's all I got for this review. It's a great movie, 10 out of 10, and also a perfect end to the trilogy. And as always, thanks for watching.